Hi, we are live with Mad Gallica today on Backstage, Compass Backstage.
Hey.
I have a feeling it's going to crash on mine. Let's see. Oh, maybe we're going. Here we go. Yes. Fantastic. Here we go.
Hey.
Welcome to Compass Backstage, where I chat with artists about authenticity and artist development and where they're at. And particularly, I'm talking with Mad Gallica today, who is both a vocal client and a Compass alumni. Welcome. I'm really excited to be with you.
Hi, thank you.
I've had the privilege of working with you both in the studio, working vocals, working with Compass Artist Development, and really witnessing your firsthand journey from being a phenomenal touring musician and a huge part of Ghost to now stepping into your spotlight as a solo artist with your debut EP, Enter the Vortex, Act 1. So we got to talk about Act 2 at some point. So today we're going to dive into that transformation, like how you really have found your voice and built your own universe and what it really takes to go from a side stage musician to the center stage. And I thank you, Mad, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean, I've said this a million times, like you have just been absolutely instrumental in my vocal journey and my artist development. I mean, I will sing your praises all day long. You have changed my life.
It literally is like meaning of life to me. Like that is the meaning of life, to have a positive impact on the world and on someone personally is the meaning of life. So thank you. I'm so grateful that I have had a positive impact for you. That's wonderful. Let's talk about it. I've got a bunch of questions, and of course we can veer off in any old direction and improvise. Because that's what we do as musicians. We improvise and get creative, right?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So if you see me looking this way, by the way, this is my new office space. And I literally teach about killing the perfectionist and allowing like the truth to come through and you to be present. This is imperfection. This is a Grammy-winning album that I have to put back up because it fell off the wall.
Oh no.
How beautiful and square is this?
Oh my gosh.
So funny.
At least you have things in your background. I feel ashamed that I just have this boring
background. But I preface this to say I'm in a new office space, which is why like this is like incomplete, fell off and not fixed. But again, I teach like being authentic and real is what it's all about. So here we are, imperfect and all. But if you see me looking to the right or grabbing this little thing, it's because my lights go off and my blinds will go down and then they will go up. So you will be interrupted by the noise of that happening tonight. So I'm just messing with the lights so that my office doesn't think I'm not here and turn the lights out.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. It was like a light remote.
Yes, it's a light remote, air conditioning, all kinds of stuff. And they showed me how to use it, but it's not working properly. So, and because it's nighttime, there's nobody here to like, I have to come back like in the day or morning when someone can be like, this isn't working. Can we figure this out?
Oh no.
They go off on me all night long. Like every 15 minutes, they just go off. So I mess with it going, I'm still present. I'm still here.
It's like the motion detector, like, hey, I'm still here.
Hey. Exactly. Like, do I need to wave? What do I need to do? All right, let's get back to you and important you and the wonderful you. This Compass journey that we took together is really about finding your authentic self and as an artist. So how did you experience this process helping you differentiate the artistic voice you had as a keyboardist and backing vocalist from the new distinct voice of Mad Gallica?
That's such a good question. Well, I feel like when you're like a touring musician and you're working for someone else's project, you're really kind of creating an onstage persona that fits their vision. And of course, like I bring elements of myself to stage when I'm working on other projects, but I'm not like stepped in, like I'm not Mad Gallica in those projects. True. And so it's been like a huge change from being in the side stage, kind of in the background, to now like in the spotlight, front center stage. And, I feel like so much of that journey has been gaining new confidence, but I feel like confidence as an artist comes when you really know who you are. And there was like this big pause in between when I left the previous band I was in and then decided, okay, I'm going like full throttle Mad Gallica. And that's actually when I started working with you, because I was at this point of, okay, I know I want to do these big things. I have like an idea of what I want to do and like who I want to be on stage now. And like it's been this huge discovery process of who I am on stage. And so working with you and the Compass program has really helped me like refine that vision and step into the spotlight with confidence, knowing now more who I am as an artist.
Yeah. I love that. I absolutely love that. And it is true. Like there's, for example, being a background vocalist, that is a completely different animal than being a solo front artist. And both are incredible. Like, I mean, I know the most amazing background singers. They're so skilled. They're amazing, but it's a completely different energetic, a completely different job.
Yeah.
So move from one role to another, you really do need to be embodied. You have to be, I think that when you're the keyboardist, you should be super interesting to watch, right? Like when I'm in the audience, I want to look at every band member and be into them, but my eyes should be absolutely drawn to center stage. So now you are like all eyes on me instead of like, I'm cool, but like, I'm not distracting from the lead.
Exactly. And that was a huge shift too, of like, I would kind of previously felt like, even with my own music, when it would just be me and a keyboard playing a gig. And then of course, like as a keyboardist and backing vocalist, I always felt like it was safe to be behind the keys, kind of hidden. And so one of the big like learning curves of being now like a front woman is like, oh my God, all those crutches have to go. I have to really believe in myself and my vision and what I'm doing as an artist and who I'm connecting with. So yeah, it's a big, scary jump for me, but so worth it and thrilling.
I'm so glad. Every musician I know, whether it be a guitar, piano, everyone has said that to me when I'm working with them as a vocalist, that whether it be because we're like, hey, let's do this song standing instead of behind the keys, or at some point the artist feels like, I feel like I want to get up there, but they say that exact thing. I've always felt like I have something to hide behind.
Yeah.
And without it, it's more vulnerable, it's more exposed. And 100% of the time, every artist is like, oh my gosh, I feel very free now. I feel like there's more because you literally are not hiding, right? Like that instrument isn't hiding you, but you have felt I can hide behind it. Therefore you are to some extent hiding, and then you choose not to anymore. So getting behind that piano again is like, I'm doing that, but I'm not hiding.
Exactly.
Right?
No, it's so true. It's a whole different mindset. And like even a step further of, in the previous project I was in, I was like, wore a mask and a costume, everything. And so even just like taking off a mask and like stepping more into the spotlight was even scarier and bigger and than just like, okay, I'm going from, side stage to, now front and center.
There were layers. Layers of revelation, right?
Yeah.
Into
Totally.
layer after layer. Oh, that's so powerful. You said like knowing yourself. Tell me like 2 things that you really discovered about yourself that is Mad Gallica.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's so many things of trying to narrow it down. One thing that I've discovered is that Mad Gallica is like an entity. That's how I view Mad Gallica. And it's this entity that fully embodies me when I'm on stage and writes music with me. It's like almost like if I've named my creative muse, it's Mad Gallica, and then I get to kind of channel that energy. And that's something that I've learned, especially like when I'm on stage now as Mad Gallica, I feel like totally inhuman. It's so wild. I feel like and it's so funny. My husband is like, I love you as Dylan and I love you as Mad Gallica, but holy cow, they are so different. They're like 2 different people. And it's so funny. I like tell my band, like whenever I'm working with them, and I'll create moments in the set list where I'm, going to be speaking to the audience, and I'll have or I'll setting up a song and I'll have an idea of like what I want to say. But when I'm in rehearsal and I'm not fully Mad Gallica, I'm kind of Dylan, like practicing,
Yeah.
I fumble on my words. I am so bad at like even pretending to talk to the audience. And I tell my fans, I promise I'm going to be better on stage. I promise, like, I'll know what to say on stage. And sure enough, I'll hit the stage and I will know exactly what to say. I'll be exactly in the moment. And like that. So that's something that's just so cool. Creating a space in my creative journey where I can fully embody this new persona, you know, and getting to know that. Yeah.
Amazing. First of all, Alex Chambers, thanks for joining us. You are amazing, a Compass alumni as well.
Yeah.
On TikTok, please come follow us on Instagram and YouTube, where you can actually see and hear Mad Gallica having this conversation with me. This is Backstage, Compass Backstage. I love what you just said, that I think of, you know, an artist, a rock star. I don't care what your genre is, you're a rock star. A rock star is larger than life, more than human. But every rock star is actually human. David Bowie may not have been, but everybody's human. Right? And the fact that you feel more than human, you feel larger than life, you feel something more, that is that rock star energy. It is you channeling. It is you pulling with energy from the cosmos. It is that, you know. And I've watched it time and again. I remember working with an artist, warming up backstage, and the 10 steps from backstage to stage, I watched them step into the energy of Rockstar.
Yeah. It's magical.
It is magical.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild.
I've seen it so many times. I mean, yeah. I've seen it in artists that are, I remember seeing Ray Charles, who, you know, towards the end of his life, who was off stage quite frail, not on stage. Yeah. On stage, he had energy, life force, singing, like moving, and like that's the energy. And I love your personal awareness of it, like how aware you are of that, and how powerful it makes you feel, how confident it makes you feel. And like, yes, I'm allowing, I'm not hiding, I'm allowing myself to step into that energy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's electrifying. And that's something that I just am so grateful about, that connection with the audience, you know, like now being up front and being able to really reach out and like touch the audience and really connect and look them in the eyes. And that's part of that magic that is just like, we're in it together. Like we're creating the world together, you know?
Ooh, I love that. You're creating the world together with your audience. I love that. And I was literally, my next conversation is like to ask, like, you have built a universe for your fans. So you're aware, like live on stage, we're doing this together. What were some of the key non-musical elements that you developed, like in this process, that were crucial for turning your musical project into this immersive experience?
Yeah. So to me, that, you know, I was talking before about the entity of Mad Gallica and the whole lore and the backstory, is an actual, you know, Mad Gallica is from a rose nebula, and that's where all of the music comes from. And so I wanted to create this experience, this like vortex where I connect with Mad Gallica, the entity, where we can all gather together in the vortex, and the audience can become their superhuman selves in the vortex as well. And so one question I ask my audience is like, who are you in the vortex? Who are you here tonight? And it's so cool. Like the audience will come, a lot of them come in costume now.
I was just going to say this. You are creating a space for people to come in their own character, in their own avatar, in their own other entities, you know, self.
Yes, exactly. And so we are creating the experience together. And so part of that world building, which I know we did a big deep dive in Compass, were, you know, what staging elements am I going to bring? How am I going to create this vibrant, beautiful, vortexy, rose nebula, intergalactic space garden on stage? You know, and so, yeah, that was a huge part of it. And then the costumes too, you know, because gone are the days where I can just show up in a leather jacket and a t-shirt, you know. It's gotta be a thing, gotta make a grand entrance.
Your BTS is like the leather jacket and jeans, right? But not stage anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And it's true, putting on a high heel or a 4-inch boot or a flat, like it makes you feel different. And so the level of your costuming, which is amazing. Like I
Thank
remember when we looked at and we're working on the storyboard of the whole band, and like everybody's costume is like part of that whole universe and so thought out.
Thank you. It's been so
So
fun.
God, I love that. And that's the whole point, right? You are having fun
Oh, yeah.
creating this world.
It's
That's
creative
awesome.
playtime, and it will change over time, of course. It's like this is the first rendition. This is like throwing the intentional paint on the wall, like with the
Mm,
ideas, and then kind of seeing, okay, where are we going next? So I'm just all about evolving and what's next for that. So
I love that.
thanks.
Again, for those of you on TikTok, we are doing Compass Backstage. I'm live on Instagram and YouTube with Mad Gallica. Come see us there so you can see the whole conversation and see her instead of just listen to my side of the story. Awesome. So, how has the process of writing and creating new music for 2025 changed? Now that you've embodied Mad Gallica, now that we've worked your vocals, like what are some of the things that have changed for you?
Oh my God, it's been such a huge change, Wendy, since we first started working together. It's interesting. Before Compass, I was looking through all of my songs. Like, okay, I have this vision. I want to who am I as an artist? What am I going to put out first? I have like dozens upon dozens of songs and all different genres. And I had written out this album called Periwinkle Sky that
Mm.
is kind of tells this story, more of like honestly Dylan's story of leaving my ex-husband and all of these personal struggles, very kind of more singer-songwriting.
I was gonna say singer-songwriter.
Yes, exactly. Like vulnerable music, very emotionally driven. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna like get a Grammy award-winning producer for this. I'm gonna like get this whole thing done. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's like some of the best music I've written. I'm so excited. Then started working in Compass, and damn it, Wendy, totally changed my direction
Damn it,
because um,
Wendy,
right,
confound you.
damn it.
I love it. I
I
love it. Damn it,
I
Wendy.
damn it, Wendy. I
I'm just
started
using that soundbite like forever. Damn it, Wendy.
whenever I text you, it needs to be
Oh
the
no,
sound.
no, this is gonna be public. Like, damn it, Wendy.
Damn it, Wendy, in the best of ways. However, damn it, Wendy. Yeah. But it was so interesting because I started to write, like thinking about the show, and I started to write out my set list of like, okay, what's the set list going to be? I was working with a music director, and we were talking about that. Okay, like we're going to build the show, and I just started free writing all of my songs, and not one song from Periwinkle Sky was on that set list. And I was like, oh no, it was all of these older rock heavy pop songs that I had written. And then some I had on the back burner that, and it just like, oh my God, this is what really excites me right now. And like Periwinkle Sky one day will definitely do this, but right now, this is the direction I need to go. And so that's like how it shaped my songs for 2025. I mean, my most recent release, Cat in a Bag, which by the way is like which is another part of the journey, because I wrote that song a long time ago. And it was like kind of constantly in the back of my mind, but it's one of those songs that was just like, this is weird. Like, this is like, first of all, the name is weird. Like, and I brought it to the band and I was like, let's just try it. And it ended up being one of their favorite songs. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so seen. And then I brought it to my producer, and it ended up being one that he was like, oh my God. And so I was sitting on this song for so long because I was like, I'm afraid to put this out because it's just a weird ride. It's
Love
very
it.
like art rock, like kind of wild. And so kind of like figuring out more of who I am as an artist, which I spoke of before, brought me a new sense of confidence. And then feeling like, okay, I can start to workshop this weird, wild, mad song. And now it's like, it's been so well received. It's like many people's favorite song I've released so far. And I finally get to like lean into my rock vibe, which is, I grew up on rock and roll, and now it's like fully unleashed, and I'm so excited about it.
It's definitely a big part of Compass is is reconnecting to, like, whether it's like your child's self, it's like reconnecting to parts of you that you've put away, or like, oh, that doesn't belong to this genre, or someone told me I can't do that. um I picked a lane, so and then actually reigniting those passions and those loves. You're like, yes, my rock and roll self is out.
Yeah. And that was such a cool part of your program, is like diving into the playlist, like the sounds and like the categories of what you love about each song and the different sounds, and realizing like I feel so alive when I'm listening to like classic rock. And I still love symphonies and all of that stuff, but it's really cool to now like really go hard in that direction. It's so fun. Yeah.
And classic rock meets a symphony is its own thing too, right?
Yes.
But
Oh
that's
yeah.
like the remix.
Exactly. More of that, please.
Yes, yes, I love that for you. I love that. I'm very much, it's like, it's not even go big or go home. It's go weird or go home. Like, you bring out your weird, wonderful self. That is what it's all about. Everybody's weird. If you're not weird, you're just suppressing it. And weird, not weird to be like, oh, look at me, I'm weird. It's not like, you're just doing you. I love it. Thank you for showing up being you. And
Yeah.
that's what people resonate with, is you doing you.
Yes, it's so true. And I think we're kind of in this weird, I don't know, I've seen this all over like TikTok and Instagram. I don't know if you have, but this kind of weird trend of people being like, oh my God, that's so cringe. That's
Cringe.
so cringe. I'm like, that is the killer of art. If you are afraid of being cringe, you are like afraid to be an artist. Like, art is cringe. Like, let's be fucking weird and wild and mad. Like, let's do it. Let's lean into our cringe. I think that the kind of cringe that is not okay is when we're not authentic. And that is when it comes across as cringe. But if you are authentically like, I am weird, I'm wild, this is what's happening, I'm owning it. It's, yeah.
It's not, again, soundbite right there. Yes. And for sure, I've heard that in every Compass cycle, somebody says, and then four people chime in and go, yeah, I was been afraid of being cringe. And that same phrase before was, oh, I don't want to be, I don't mean to be cheesy, or it's kind of cheesy. And I'm like, no, I find anytime someone uses the word cheesy, it's heartfelt.
Mm,
And
yeah.
cringe is actually same. It's just, I'm just being a little weird. And does anyone else actually like this? Like, is it okay if I do this, or is everyone going to think I'm weird? Please be the cringe, be the weird, be the real. That is absolutely what resonates and what sets you
Yes.
apart.
You
Yeah.
don't need permission to be your magical, mad, weird self. That's part of like where my name Mad Gallica comes from, is like embracing the madness, Yeah.
Yes. And absolutely love that your husband recognizes like who you are and who the rock star you is. And I love both sides of you.
But they're very different.
Yeah, it's awesome. Isn't he lucky? He gets all of you.
Yeah.
He
But
gets
yeah, speaking of being afraid of like being cheesy or cringe, I had this very visceral moment the day or the night before our big debut show, where we're unveiling all the new staging elements, like the new costumes, everything. And I'd worked for months and months and months developing this, and then I'm seeing it here, like all on stage, and the show's the next day. And I was like, oh my God, is this cheesy? Are people going to laugh at me? Oh my God, people are going to laugh at me? Like, oh my God. And like, even still it came. And then I was like, you know what? I was talking with my team, and they were like, this is you. This is you. Like, you have to just lean into it. Own it. Own the weirdness. Own the fucking 6-foot rose that's dangling on the stage. Like, like, just own it, man. I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I went out and I owned it, and it was great. It was so fun. But that will still always come. I feel like those little voices in our head, we're always going to be our own worst critics, and afraid of, we want to be accepted and loved.
Yeah. We want to belong, and the only way to belong is to belong to yourself first.
Oh, beautifully put. Yes, I love that.
My daughter, who is about to turn 4, had her first bullying moment of someone calling her Carrot because she has red hair.
Oh.
And she literally doesn't want to wear her jacket because the same time they laughed at her for wearing a raincoat, I guess because it wasn't raining at that moment, but raincoat and carrot. And she like was about to cry telling me this.
Oh.
And I was like, honey, I mean, my wife teased me because I kind of went off around. Anyway, I'll get to there. But I really said to her, I was like, honey, you know what you can do when someone says something like that? Carrot, yes, I have amazing red hair. Isn't it glorious? You
Yeah.
just call it for what it is and own how much you love it. What are they going to do? Make fun of the thing? Like, first of all, you're born that way. But secondly, if you just acknowledge how much you love it, they have no power anymore.
So true.
She's
Wise.
4, so I'll have to tell this lesson many times, I'm sure. I actually followed it up with, that I did say, that was not very nice to say. That was mean, right? And that doesn't feel good. But he's probably pretty unhappy.
Yeah. Oh, I love
He's
that
a pretty
wisdom.
unhappy person to like be mean to you, right? And
Yeah.
I continued to talk, and my wife looked at me like, honey, and I was like, oh, too much. Like, she's 4.
Oh, but that's such a great lesson to learn of just kindness too, and like just owning your own power is so, so powerful.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like I said to her, it's like that would be like someone saying to me, making fun of me because I'm short. Can I change it? Can I do anything? I'm like, that's right. I'm a wonderful elf and fairy. I'm short.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I'm also
Embrace it.
short, so I need to say that as well. I love it. A wonderful fairy.
Yeah, I'm a magical fairy. You
Yes.
know,
Oh, I love that.
because there's no power. There's no power in owning. Like when you own something, you have the power. So whether they laugh or not. Also, if SNL can't make fun of you, you're not being weird enough, bold enough, specific enough. So when SNL does a 42-foot rose to represent you, you're gonna laugh and go like, yes, SNL.
Yeah. I love that. You're so right. You're so right.
I love it. And everyone should be able to like dress up in a Halloween costume and we know who it is because
Yes.
you're that identifiable.
Yep.
And
Totally.
to be identifiable, you have to take risks.
That's all. It's all about taking risks. I feel like so much, well, the human journey, but also very specifically the artist journey. We have to be brave every day. It's not like, because we're also promoting ourselves, which is terrifying. It's not like we're selling a bar of soap and like, isn't this soap amazing? Look at this bar of soap. Here's a video of this soap. We're not disconnected. We
I had
are.
nothing to do with making it,
You what?
The soap, you're like, I had nothing to do with making it, so it's
Exactly.
easy to sell, as opposed to like, oh, I'm sharing me and my life and my personal stories and all my blood, sweat, and tears, yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. It's
True.
little mini acts of bravery every day just to kind of like keep going, on the artist journey.
Man, Gallica with the sound bites, you're brilliant. Many acts of bravery, yes. True. And it's many deaths and rebirths over and over because you are the same person, but you are constantly like reevaluating, reshaping, and like allowing like the old version of you to let that go for the next project. Where am I now? What do I have to say now? And so you have to re-engage the vulnerability over and over.
It's so true. It's so true. It reminds me of what one of my family members had a baby, and I said, "What's been like the most incredible thing about motherhood?" And she said the biggest thing that she's learned is that she's had to mourn the death of her child every few weeks. Like he's changing. He's something else. He's growing. And I don't know, just from what you said, just kind of reminded me of that as artists, like we are constantly changing and the world is changing around us too. And
That's so true. And it is true with the kids. My wife has said a few times, like, I miss when they were being babies. And I'm like, I don't feel that. Maybe there will be a moment where I do. I'm like, oh yeah. When I look at a picture, I love it. But I don't feel that mourning as much.
Yeah.
I'm just in awe of the newness all the time. I'm like, who are you today? Like, when did my son said, maybe for like the third time ever, to me, he was laying down, he goes, I love you, mommy.
Oh.
My heart literally just like opened and melted, and I was like, and that, literally for the third time in his life, he said it, right? And
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
that's
um, and
sweet.
it's just all the time these, and I hope that as people and as adults, it's like, can we continue to have that same awe for ourselves and that same curiosity for ourselves and the allowing for ourselves to change, right?
Yeah,
And grow and evolve and change our minds and, yeah,
totally, totally.
yeah,
Constant
amazing,
evolution.
amazing. Well, speaking of death and rebirth, your EP was inspired by a near-death experience, and that's very deeply personal. Talk about being vulnerable, but how has your relationship to those songs changed?
Hmm. Um, Gosh, well, I feel like because of now, like how I'm in this new phase of my sound, I would say that I'm really glad that I had recorded them, with an orchestra and that we have this incredible symphonic version. But part of me now wants to go back and like add more rock influence or have versions of them that are just kind of now match the tone that I'm doing now. But it's so
Yeah,
cool to have those. But yeah, now it's like how am I re-envisioning them now knowing who I
this
want to be as an
band
artist
too.
with this. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
I
were always
love
like act one was it takes place. It's a concept album, act one, two, three, and possibly four, because I just keep writing music for it. But the the act one, it takes place in the Rose Nebula. So it's very ethereal and it's supposed to be like
which
in that.
could become a rock musical.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, please. I would love that. I would love that. Yeah, that has to happen. I want to create an
I just saw the vision and got the goosebumps.
it means it has to happen.
Gonna, she's gonna.
Yes, hell yeah. And I also I love Fantasia, growing up with Fantasia, and so I was like, I would love to have like a animated film with it too. But Act 2, which is like Cat in a Bag, comes from that Act 2 as well. It's like anchored on earth, and so it's very heavy. The vibe is heavy. And so a lot of the next songs will be definitely a lot heavier. But yeah, I guess that's how it's kind of changed since I recorded it. Is now I'm in a completely different sonic landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the idea of hearing those songs now reimagined and shared now, because the fans that knew them will see the change and grow with you, and then new people will find that just the new version of it. I love that, and it also does show us when you have a hit song, you sing it for decades, and you're not the person who wrote it anymore. So your relationship does change, and now your artistic expression has changed. So the song is evolving that way. I love that.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
love that. It's really,
Thank you.
really cool.
It's cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll go my questions here.
Oh
Mm.
yes.
As an artist, right, in the front, you are responsible for the entire vision now. How did our process and the development of Compass help you build the team, the co-producers, getting everyone aligned to your creative direction?
Mm. Well, I think the most important thing that was so helpful about Compass with creating a team is, I'll say it time and time again, the more I know who I am as an artist, the more efficient of a leader I can be with my vision. And, you've always said, if you don't figure out who you are, someone else will fill in the blanks. And so I'm all about collaboration. And here's my idea. How are you going to make it better? Let's make it better together, building it. But I think that part of the team that I chose reflect my vision really well, and we're all on the same page. There's no rubbing of ideas. It's amazing. It's so free flowing, and we're just bouncing ideas off each other.
Mm.
So that was really crucial of finding a team, is first knowing what I want to do and who I am.
That's so awesome. I think also when you know your vision and people are coming to you to want to work with you, you can see from their work, oh yes, they can create my vision with me, because I see my style in there, or I see their style matches where I want to go. So you're not guessing it, or thinking, oh, I'll hire them, they're really good at what they do, and then you're like, oh, I'm not getting anything I want out of this, right? You have to You have to see what you want in what they can do. They
Exactly.
already produce, what they already create.
Yeah, and a really cool thing about some of my team members is that they started as actual patrons of mine. And
Oh,
so they're already like on the same page. They understand who I am as an artist. And it's just been a great like community to tap into because there's so many creative people in it and they understand what I'm doing as an artist. And so we get to kind of build this together, which is really
that's
magical.
amazing.
Yeah, super magical.
You
Very,
have
very lucky.
fans and community that are now building your vision with you.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
it's a
that's
team
awesome.
effort, it really is. I
That's
always kind of, like, joke that, like, I did a Kickstarter, a couple years ago for Enter The Vortex, and I kind of joked, like, that you are my label, like, you are my backers, and we get to, like, build this together, you know?
I love that. That's really
Yeah,
incredible. I
it's
love
a
that.
yeah, music is, like, so just this powerful connector, you know? It really is.
And human beings, we really want to support each other and champion each other. Like, if given the chance, most people are going to want to do something that can contribute and help. And so the fact that you're like, here's how you can, and now here's another way you can, they're excited to do it because people want to lift you up. People want to see you win. People want to champion it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. TikTok, come join us in Instagram and YouTube where I'm talking to Mad Gallica, Compass Backstage. You can see both sides of the conversation there. Let's see, what else do I want to ask you about?
There's such great questions, Wendy.
Yes, yeah, took some time took some energy around that for
Yeah,
sure.
you can tell.
It's really a joy to work with you, and it's really a joy to, I mean, for me, like I said, that meaning of life is to empower and to have a positive impact, and to see you take it and run with it and evolve with it and shine with it is just thrilling. I mean, that's
Thank you.
what it's all about. I remember, to share with the audience, I remember when we worked on your deck and you were meeting a manager for like 15 minutes who was kind of doing a friend a favor to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I showed him my brand book, and he stayed with me for like I think an hour and a half and was like, "This is so cool! Like this is, artists don't really come this prepared." And so it was such a cool thing to have. It's been such an incredible. I also used it to get funding for my shows. So I did a different version that was all just for like financing, showing the vision, breaking down the numbers, what's already been covered, what is still needed. And I raised like, I think 15 grand from that. So just sending it to people because people like, they want to believe in you, like, but the proof's really, they want the proof of concept, like you
Yes.
can just say, hey, like, this is what I want to do. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool. Great. I hope good luck. That's great. I'll follow you on your journey.
Right, you know you're going to execute that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, when you show up with a plan and like a plan of action and all of the elements already in place, people know like, hey, she means business and I want to help,
Yeah, because you showed you showed the storyboard, you showed them the vision. You didn't just tell them I have this idea. You're like, this is the idea fleshed out. Here's what it's going to look like. If you can do all that in preparation, then you can do that in execution.
Yes, definitely.
If you show up to a preparation with like, I have an idea here. Now, some people do. Some people throw an idea on a cocktail napkin and it happens. It really does. Either that idea is that great or that person's that great of a salesman or they have a track record behind them.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
We all need that napkin. We need a napkin pitch. Like we need that magic.
Well, I said to a friend of mine, and I say that because if this is what all you got, but you fully believe in it, that you might be the right person to pitch that way and be like, and it happens, right? Yeah. But and that's not because I don't want to say don't put in the work because the work you did is what made it all happen. You raised $15K. That's phenomenal. I also just say that because how do I say this? Like what one person needs is poison for someone else, and what the other person would do would never work. Like you have to know who you are, right? If you're like, oh, I just wing it like this. No, you need to do the full preparation.
Yeah.
If you're a person who's like, I'm not prepared enough, I need to do 7 more drafts, write it on the cocktail napkin, right?
Yeah.
Because like I have a friend of mine who I've worked on a project with, and the project's incredible. And I've said to them, I'm like, you and I both have the connections for this to actually launch. The concept is amazing. I don't want you to wait till like everything's perfect. Like literally, if you just did this, I said you don't need those 7 steps. If you put the idea on the cocktail napkin and we talk to these people that we know, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Because we have put in the work. We've put in over a year.
And to
But
have that confidence.
It's that part.
It's like you have to believe in it, and to work that muscle of belief in the project, you have to really know what it is and the vision, and all of that stuff just helps build that belief muscle around it as well.
Okay, you have a PhD in like emotional brilliance. I'm telling you, like you did some brilliant things today. You really have.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
No, what you just said is like I wouldn't have even thought to explain it like that, but you're right. It's like it's putting in the work is what gives you the confidence. And then once you've done that, you can just write it like this because you've got the confidence, you've put in the years of work. You're like, I can put that idea on a piece of paper now and tell you I can do it because you can. But yes, that is really beautiful. You have to exercise the muscle again and again and again. And oh, that's really, really brilliant. Wow. Love that. If you have questions for us, please drop them in the comments. Queen Herbie. Thanks for joining us here. We are at Backstage Live with Mad Gallica from my Compass program, another alumni like Queen. But you can see her and watch both sides of the conversation in Instagram and YouTube Live. So come join us there. Otherwise, you can just look at my face on TikTok. Queen, I adore you. And Queen is our guest, one of our special guests at Compass Unplugged, which is in LA on October 9th. I hope you're coming, Mad. I don't know where you'll be in the world on that day, so I'm not sure. But the Village Studios in LA, and on my website and on my IG bio link, and where else will you find it? On my email list, you can get tickets. It is going to be an awesome night of performances from 3 Compass artists, special guests and panelists, including Queen Herbie. Got some special people who are confirming right now. As soon as I can go public, I'll tell you. Songwriting, producers, like an incredible night of music and connection. So come join us there.
Awesome.
I'm very excited about it. Awesome. So the concept of finding your voice is really like literal and figurative and artistic, right? There's an artistic meaning to that. Beyond the technical training or because of the technical training we did, what does finding your voice mean to you now? Like in context to your overall identity and vocally, like I have many a wonderful text from you for the vocal stuff. I know. Share with me.
So much to celebrate with the vocal journey with you. When I first started working with you, I'm sure you recall, I had years of touring experience where the main directive was just, as high as you can, as loud as you can, right? Really like belting it out. And that's where I really honed, I think, a lot of my belting chops. However, it was so much of like a run and gun kind of lifestyle. I didn't do the work I should have of being like, okay, I need to really make sure that I'm doing this healthily, that I can sustain it. And I would feel tired after every show. And I've heard people who were like, oh, I was singing all night and I'm not tired. I'm like, yeah, right. Like, yeah, right. And then, but I realized, you liar. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, I want to do like with backing vocals, I might be singing really loudly and intensely, but I'm not singing the entire song. So I have these little mini breaks throughout the whole show. And I was like, okay, well, now that I'm shifting into being a front woman, I want to be able to sing for an hour and a half, and still be belting and feel really good and be able to do that on tour. And I just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. So I reached out to you, and I mean, good God, it's revelation after revelation. And then after my big debut show, I was singing 90-minute set. I never had felt more free in my life with my voice, and still powerful. And after the show, I was like, I feel like I just went through this yoga class with my voice. Like, I feel warmed up. I feel so great. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm that person now that can say, I can sing through a show and feel right as rain
Oh,
afterwards. So it's just
love
been,
it.
that's been such a huge gift, like I feel like you really helped me find my voice, literally with training, but also the confidence that comes with that, where I can now trust my voice, where like I can sing this whole set and trust that I'm going to be okay, that I'm
Yeah.
going to do fine, And so it gives me the freedom now on stage to be able to be fully myself and not have to be thinking about that. Okay, oh my gosh, I got to like save up for this moment that's coming up with my voice. It's all just like so much more easy now and free.
I love that. You get to be more generous, and that trust is a lot. That trust is a lot of freedom. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm all about the freedom.
I gotta throw in another damn it, Wendy. Where were you 5 years ago? Damn it, Wendy.
I was here. I was here. Our paths hadn't crossed yet.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Damn it, Wendy. Damn it, Janet. Ah, amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's next. You're
Yeah.
developing live shows, taking them on the road.
Mhm.
You've got new music and a new rock forward sound, right?
Yeah.
Tell me more about like where you're leaning into the madness. Tell me about what's coming next. I think we've got a Halloween something going on.
Yes. I have a song that is like, it's another one of those songs where I sat on it for a long time, like cat in a bag. I'm like, is this stupid? Like, is this dumb? And then I'm like, no, it's great. This is so exciting. And then I sent it to the producer again, and it was one of his favorites. I'm like, okay, this is really fun. And then the more I start to learn about myself as an artist, the more I can now make this song even more authentic. So it's a very campy, fun Halloween song called Human Hand. And it's the part of the show where I bring out my crazy alien gloves and I get freaky with the audience. And it's so fun. It's so fun. So that's like kind of the Halloween song. And then I will most likely do another Kickstarter to fund the my next album. Right now, the working title is "She's Mad" because I'm really, leaning into the madness, and it's also one of the new songs on it as well. It's called "She's Mad."
Nice.
So
It's
that's
that.
kind of what's next in that. And yeah, I think a lot of like the direction I'd had earlier this year is like, okay, you got to, create your vision, create your show, film it, send it out to booking agents, managers, get it out there. So I'm kind of now in the phase where I'm starting to push it out a little bit. And I'm also kind of in this great phase of like, you know, wanting to work with people who really want to work with me. Like, I don't want to be asking you, like, oh, will you please work with me? Will you please be, you know what I mean? Like, I want people who are just like fully immersed and they're like, I get what you're going for, and I want to do this with you. So that's kind of what I'm trying to manifest and work with now. That's like so I kind of shifted from like, oh, like I want to, please, like, have a booking agent or manager, these, and I would love to have that next as the next step. But now I'm really excited to like bring this confidence of like, and knowingness of like, the right person will come when it's time.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's something that I learned, and I remember when I'm feeling shaky, it's when I'm reaching.
Mm,
Oh, I'm reaching for something. I'm trying to get something. Like that's always when I feel unstable. Like I like feel emotionally or internally, energetically shaky, and I'm
yeah.
like, stop. Just go back. Come inside. Come back to yourself.
Yeah.
What are you working on? What do you want to do? Take action and steps. Come back to this balance, and then whoever's supposed to show up to be a part of it will come. It will come.
It is amazing how that happens. Like, I mean, I'm all about reaching out when you feel like an intuitive like pull, like this person I
Oh
think
yeah.
you work with, but like there is some magic of like people just find you. That's how I feel like with my team I have now. Like everyone it was so easy. It was so easy.
Love that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't think it's not like oh, don't reach out to people, email people. It's not that kind of reaching. It's more of an energetic of like
Yeah.
I'm trying like who, you know, whatever it is that like it's looking for something outside myself as opposed to I'm just in my creative flow and then people join me on this ride, along
Yeah.
the way. And that's when you go, oh, that person, hey, I'm doing
Yeah.
this. You want to be a part of it?
Yep.
That's not the same feeling of reaching. Like, come join me on this. So yeah, that's great.
That's
That's
a great way to
exciting.
describe it. I feel like so much of our journey as artists, and again as people too, but like is following our intuition and our compass, or um, and yeah, like some of the most scary, terrifying moments of like our intuition asking us to do something. Like my intuition was my inner compass was so strong of like, you need to now go solo and put all of your energy into this because it's going to take so much energy and time and resources. And so, but it was like a scary leap, it was like, oh my God, it's like this last band has been my home for so long and I love it. And how like, it's painful to do that, but when your intuition is screaming at like, this is the time, do it. You can't say no. And it's wild. Like, when I started to really go in that direction, it, like I said, just to get into this flow and all these people started to appear and raising money for it was easy. It was just like, wow,
Wow.
this is amazing. Really
I
cool.
love that. Yes, follow your own compass, be your own North Star, listen to that gut. I love everything. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for what you're doing right now and what's to come. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks for being
One
such a
question.
instrumental part of my journey.
Thanks for letting me be a part of your life. It's
Oh,
beautiful. It's really a privilege.
thank you.
One thing I like everyone to ask, one question I do ask everyone is, what would you say to younger you?
Oh, uh, I would say this is very a really wild time for you to ask this because recently I've been doing a lot of inner child work and I had a lot of painful bullying moments in my childhood. I had an amazing family, and so it's just kind of it's been very interesting challenge recently emotionally to kind of uncover some of these pain points. And I think that little Dylan was really felt lonely and misunderstood and isolated. Um, and, you know, she was always a little bit mad. And when you're, a little bit mad, but when you're that way as a kid, you get picked on and bullied. And so I kind of learned to kind of hide my authentic self because that's how people could connect with me or like how I felt like I could be accepted.
Mhm.
Um, and so I would say like part of my learning to be my most authentic self as an artist has been so healing. That little child inside of me, to just remember that you are a beautiful creature and you were born a beautiful creature. You always will be a beautiful creature, and things will work out if you keep following your authentic path and who you are. And they have. Like I want to tell little Dylan all the time, like, look where you are now. Like this is amazing, And yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I, I should have it. I should have. It is part of Compass. I don't know if I. Sorry. I highly recommend on your bedside, on your phone, in a few places, pictures of little Dylan. Some of
Mm.
your favorite childhood or baby pictures. See yourself and let her see your world. Let her see you.
Oh, I love
Let her
that.
see what you've become. Let her see your friends. Let her see your life. Let her see Mad and see yourself because that is you. Your favorite baby picture, that is you.
Oh,
And so I recommend it on your phone, on your bedside. See what it does for you, and let her see who she is today.
I will do that. I will do that. It's such a cool journey because now that I'm like feeling so authentic and fully embodying like my madness, my crazies, who I am, I feel most seen by my fans, and then like we see each other, like we really do. And I feel like one question I remember that you had asked in the beginning of our journey together is like who is your audience, like you know, who are they? And I like to think of like we are singing to like versions of ourselves, like our like most authentic self. Like I'm writing music for that person and that's the person out there. Like we're connecting on that level. It's like, you know, like I want to be seen as a beautiful creature. I'm going to sing about it. And my audience, we're connected on that. We're, you know, it's so healing together.
So beautiful. I love that. Man, thank you for sharing with us your story, your brilliance, your process.
Thank
It's
you.
really been amazing to see you fully step into your power and self. And I say fully because it's fully right now. And then in 6 months, that will be the next fully you, right? Not
Yeah.
just as a singer, but as an artist and a storyteller. Your journey is really inspiring. As for anyone who's ever felt that their voice wasn't being fully heard, listen to how it's evolved for you and how rewarding it is. And I'm really excited to see Act 2 and 3 and 4.
Thank you.
Please check madgallica.com, follow, check out the new song, check out the cat in the bag.
Yeah.
Join us for our next backstage, Compass Backstage. I'm going to have more guests. And again, in link in bio for my Instagram or on my website, or if you join my mailing list, you'll get emails about Compass Unplugged, our live event in Los Angeles for creatives, artists, producers, songwriters, music industry to meet, to connect, to network, beautiful performances and conversation, really genuine. If you love what's happening here, come meet us in person to do it in LA. Grab your ticket. It's a fundraiser. Let's do this. Mad,
Hell
thank
yeah.
you for your beautiful madness. I
Oh,
love it.
thank you, Wendy.